Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. We are back with a new episode of the challenge, our recap and review for Battle for New Champion season 39, and this is episode 14. So with this episode, we are coming back from elimination. Was this who was this? Oh, Brad.
Nobody got eliminated.
Kylan beating Brad. So yeah. So we were happy for that because I wanted Kylan to stay anyway.
Yeah, so nothing too much happened this episode. A lot happened this episode, but nothing really happened as far as the house. So let's just kind of hit the main spots today. But I do want to say, coming into this episode, Colleen is delusional because basically she thinks that she's still good with Kylan, and then even though she picked Jay or sided with Jay, but she also thinks that Jay is going to protect her. Like, girl.
I don't think that because when we get to the challenge, she says, because I might be going into elimination. So why do we make the decision?
So exactly. So why even do something that dumb, bro? Why are we thinking this way?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So let's go into this mini final. It is called Off to the Distance, played in 4 teams of 4. Teams must carry a pole and race down a trail to 3 checkpoints and complete each checkpoint to obtain the bag of puzzle pieces. After completing the checkpoints, teams must bring the puzzle pieces back to the starting point using the pole before continuing to the next checkpoint. And then the first team to complete all 3 checkpoints, collect all their puzzles, and solve the puzzle wins. I think we need to redefine what a mini final is.
That was not a mini final. I'm so glad you asked that, because I was just gonna start off with that. That if that's a mini final, this final is going to be easy. Because mini finals back in the day was hard. And correct me if I'm wrong, but mini finals didn't require them to just be there for just a set amount, like a few hours. Like, they were there all day.
Yeah.
During these mini finals.
I think the producers, because I think they started with Double Agents, where I think a challenger coined the phrase mini final, and now they're like, okay, every season we're gonna have a mini final as a checkpoint, where it's like, if it's a mini final, I need an endurance, I need a lap beam, I need like them on the trail.
I need a swimming concept. I need
distance.
Puzzles.
Exactly. I need them jumping off of a plane
not jumping off a plane.
But they tried to throw concepts of old, like, checkpoints of older finals all together, and then they just thought that, oh well, because these are old checkpoints of other finals, like the whole counting the square things or whatever, like, because they had different checkpoints of other finals, they just threw that in there. It was like, oh, okay, this is a mini final. No, it's not, bro. It's not a mini final. That's just a extra long ass challenge.
Yeah. If I don't see people gassed out and passed out, final should not be in this title. But with this being said, my girl Colleen. So the first checkpoint was essentially them having to swing a rope against a overhead saw and basically cut the rope to release the bag of puzzles. And for the most part, everyone was doing a relatively good job. However, Colleen was struggling, and she just could not do it. And then and Jay was like, if this is you at a mini final talking about you ready to quit, I thought you was a challenge. And I was like, when did Colleen ever show that she was going to be a challenge? Like,
she hasn't done like so great, but she hasn't really. It hasn't been like bad. I don't think. You think she was doing bad this season?
If you're not, it's just like
she hadn't did anything. She hadn't did anything to stand out. Like, she hasn't really She hasn't underperformed, because I would say if she underperformed, she probably would have already went home. But I don't want to say like she hasn't done anything that has made people be like, oh, I want to work with Colleen, or I'm afraid of Colleen if I run with her in a final. Like, she's not even like a middle of the road player. She's just like she's just there.
Yeah.
And like you get stuck with her. It's like she's not an anchor, but she's also an anchor at the same time, because it's like it depends on what day she's feeling it. You don't know what you're gonna get. So if you do get paired with her, you end up getting screwed. Or you could get paired with her and you end up winning the challenge. Like it don't, like she ain't really did nothing to stand out yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think she won before?
No.
Not that I know of, no.
I remember.
Yeah. Yeah, so she ends up putting their team in last place. The front runners for this particular mini final was Zara, Horacio, Olivia, and Aesop, right.
Yeah.
They were the main ones winning. So in the end, we get to everything was pretty much straightforward. Checkpoint 3 is when everything became an equalizer, because the teams must count the number of squares in an image and multiply that total by 39 to form the combination required to unlock their bag of puzzle pieces.
Yeah.
So Horacio and his team get there first. However, they was unable to get the combination. All the other teams start to foul in. And then we see Jay, Nerese, Colleen, and James. No, whoever their other guy was, come to them, and they end up being the first ones because they was like, we're not even gonna do this. We're just gonna put numbers in until.
Yeah, that was really because Kylan is like super smart, and then that's why like you have to be like well rounded and stuff, because like obviously physical matters, but him to even think that, I would have been there all day.
Ed was
like flustered.
Ed was very smart. Like I was like, when Ed in the confession was like, "Oh, I'm an engineer," I said, "Oh, well, you're screwed then, because he's gonna get it. He's smart as hell." Like,
yeah, I mean, but Ed has continuously shown that.
Yeah, Ed is great.
He might be on it. Like Ed is the definition of like a himbo in theory, where all the dots add up there sometimes. But when he put his hat on, it's like Ed surprised you.
Yes, I think they don't like think about him. They think about him in the background, but like he has, like he came through. I think for that team, if they didn't, because he was on the team with Kylan as well. Yeah,
I think so.
No, James was.
James? Okay, yeah. Wait,
James,
no, because
James was. It was James. It was right. James, yeah. Kylan, Michelle, and Big Head.
Big Head.
Mariah.
What? But yeah, so that's what I meant, not Kylan. Sorry, Ed. Yeah, Ed, that was just really smart, because I didn't even think of that, because it's just keep timers and everything by 39. If that's the final number that you got to times it by to figure it out, and it ain't gonna be 100 squares. We know it ain't 100, so let's.
Like Corey said, I think it was like Corey who was like, we already know it's over this certain. I think he was like, it's over 1,000 to begin with, and you just got to work from there to kind of, it's a 4-digit number. So, So, in the end,
so Ed's team got it first. They were the last to arrive, first to leave. So they head to the next checkpoint. And the first to get there, which was Horacio, Aesop, and Zara's team, they're actually the last. Yeah. But when we get to the fourth checkpoint, the last checkpoint to complete the puzzle, where they have to stack the cylinders up to the same height. First of all, there was no instructions. You could count me out, because I didn't know what was happening.
I didn't know what that was.
I will say, Michelle, the fact that she never is aware that she's actually targeting people, because before the challenge started, Kylan was like, yeah, I'm on a team that literally all three of them want to be in. And Michelle looked at him like, he's like, I hope we all on the same team like you did in just on the last challenge. Like, I will be questioning you from now on, because I know that you're trying to get rid of me. So why are you surprised that I'm not trusting of you to actually benefit or try to win this challenge?
Yeah.
But also, this was a game that Michelle has played before in her not challenge career, but her Survivor career. So that helps her, James, Kylan, and Mariah win. And basically, they decide that it's her. First off, before they win, Jay calls check, and he was like, "Oh, Kylan, his face, his smile disappeared. We winning. TJ blow the horn. We won. Da 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 da." And TJ hit them with the, "It's incorrect." And Jay,
That made me so happy. That made me so happy.
Jay melt. It was a lot of that this episode with Jay, where face was just cracking left and right. But yeah, like I said, Michelle, Kylan, James, and Mariah are the winners of the challenge, and basically they decide it's Horacio without question. You know, Kylan.
I think that yes, it's Horacio. And at first I was like, Kylan, you ain't fighting hard enough. But when he kind of said like, now they have to vote one of their people for the
house vote.
The house vote, I think that
kind of justified.
I think that's why he didn't fight hard, because now we pick Horacio now, so they have to come up with something for the nomination. If I pick like the lesser of whatever, if I pick the person or try to convince them to pick the person, let's say they pick Corey, that's the only person I could convince these people to pick. I pick Corey. And so then they obviously gonna pick Horacio, and then it won't show their cards to Corey or Emmanuel or whoever they have to pick. I need
because it's guaranteed locked in that Horacio would have been the house vote.
Yeah, so it just puts it in their hands, and then they have to show their cards, because otherwise it'd be like Kylan put me up here or whoever put me up here, instead of I need Jay and Michelle and these people to actually have to say a name. So I understand it that way, if that's the way he's thinking.
And I will say, once again, Nurys is all about her man.
Yes,
James was like, Horacio's a threat. Nurys was like, we're all the guys are threats. Like, y'all keep saying the same person name. And he was like, I think James was like, they're protecting me. And she was like, but are they really?
Like, yes, I'm with her. Like, what is happening? Why don't James is like, only this one person has my back. So you agree? Only this one person has your back.
So why would you say their name if this one person only has your back? Like, the math wasn't mathing on that one.
Yeah, like I'm only here, and Mariah's only one there for me. Yes, so we both agree that Mariah's the only one there for you. You're at the bottom of this list, so I don't really get what we're fighting for, James.
Speaking of people, Olivia has finally come to the realization that she's been playing around.
She's been playing.
All of a sudden, the math just hits her that, oh, I should have been playing with Horacio, because now they're trying to get me out or make me choose a side, because now my number one is in jeopardy. Your number one has been in jeopardy the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, 3 weeks. Man, he been in jeopardy since fucking Christmas.
Yeah.
He's been in jeopardy since like a month ago when this show aired. He's been in jeopardy. It's the fact that she took this long to realize that.
Yeah.
When it's like, you've watched them make their
Especially
move.
When Nurys told you, like, girl.
They've been making the move in front of her face. And she just sat there and did nothing. She just went along with it. And it's like, are you dumb, my guy? Like, how did you not see that?
Get back to the house, and basically Michelle has a conversation with Olivia where she's like, we need to know how you're voting, because it's down to Emmanuel and Ed, and we want you to vote for Ed, because he's not with us, or he's at the bottom of the list. And if you vote for Emmanuel, basically you're drawing a line in the sand and you can't sit with us, essentially, because everybody's gonna be mad, like Berner and Colleen.
Yeah, she mentioned Berner and Colleen. I was like, I don't care. if I was Olivia, I'd be like, you said Berner and Colleen are gonna be really mad. Okay, they're gonna be.
They're halfway out the door. Their back is at the door already. Like,
I was just getting. Michelle and Jay just be giving. They just be talking when they give these speeches, because they don't take it. They're like, you do this, this person's gonna be mad, and if I don't do it, this person's gonna be mad. So what? What's the problem?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that kind of leads us into the club where Michelle decides to have a conversation with Horacio. Like,
I love
um,
Horacio. This is
no.
the way he should play it. Horacio said, "You could just
It,
keep talking."
it don't
Like,
matter, bro. Like
it don't
like
matter.
He's basically
and
like,
Horacio made a very good point, basically stating like, now I see why these vets got an issue with Michelle and Jay, because it's like, bro, the way they play the game is awful. And I'm like, yeah, we've been trying to tell y'all that for the last what 2-3 seasons now. Every time we see Jay,
and
every
she
time we
was
see
like,
Michelle, we try to tell
and she
y'all.
was like, she was basically like, I never went against you. And he was like, you didn't go against me, but you haven't helped me either. Like,
She
it
ain't
wasn't
going
me.
against them.
It wasn't me going against. I didn't make a move against y'all.
They just be lying. For her to say I've never went against you is a lie. She
It's
have
a,
actually
it's a
gone
bold
against you
faced fucking
these
lie.
past few weeks. And so if I'm Horacio, I would do the same thing. Just let her talk, because this is she's like, we're not getting anywhere. Correct. Because I know you would put me in next week if you could. So there's no reason for us to have this conversation. It's going nowhere. Just like, just it's going nowhere. Lions, the Lions that I was in, it went nowhere. So I'm by myself. She's like, you were like not working with us because you were working with people who want to get me out. It just
Yeah, and then this is where I started to lose it. Like, first off, Jay and Michelle again. This whole episode, I'm just like, are we looking at the same game? But this is where Michelle started. I really put a question mark on her because I'm like, are you delusional? Because basically she goes on to say, well, first off, she was talking about Horacio body language, was like, you're not engaging in this conversation. Yeah, because I'm going in because of you. But she's trying to say, basically, all these moves that Jay made has been
try to throw it on Jay.
And she was basically telling Mariah that, because of Jay, now Nerys and Olivia is mad at me. My baby girl, everything got cleared because of you. Like, you cleared all these players. Like, you literally signed off. You signed these checks. You sent them out, and now you're mad because now you're talking about everybody lumping in as you and Jay. Because it is you and Jay.
Because it is you and Jay. They've been trying to be the main characters from the beginning.
And then we get to a conversation with Ed and Aesop, and I think Emmanuel was there. I'm not too sure. But basically, he's like, so are we the only two names being said? And everybody was like, pretty much. And Ed was just like, okay.
Ed's like, I haven't heard. Has anybody forgot that Corey was like being shady at the beginning of this and blah, blah, blah. But I just don't understand how, like a lot of them feel really comfortable and don't think they are the next in line. But I mean, I don't think I knew that Corey was ahead of Ed. I don't think I thought that. But, since Michelle has forgiven Corey and she has been trying to ingratiate him back into the alliance, so I guess that has been successful, and they are not considering him as like towards the bottom. He is over Ed, obviously. He is over Emmanuel now. But at one point, he was below them because they couldn't trust him. So, yeah, I don't think I realized that either. But, they know now.
Yeah. So we get to deliberation, nomination, whatever we want to call it this season. And basically, my guy Kylan was like, I just want everybody to know that from the conversations I had, there's nothing set in stone. Like, we never know what's going to happen. And Jay was like, like, Jay, this is when the hinge started to happen again for the second time. So basically, Kylan was like, I'm just gonna sit back and be pretty and all that whatnot. So basically, in the first vote, Jay group, basically Corey, Emmanuel, Berna, Colleen, and Aesop tossed their votes at Ed to basically protect Emmanuel. And Ed basically says, I guess we're just gonna vote for each other. So whatever the case may be. And then on the other side, Kylan's group, which is Horacio, Zara, Raven, Nerys, and Olivia, also was like, you know what? We protected Ed, so we're going to have to go, against Emmanuel. And then Jay and Michelle was like, oh, so there's a line drawn in the sand because y'all not protecting me, da 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 da. So the votes ended up being tied. So they decided to revote. And when it came to the revote, there's like, come on, you guys, let's see. Bernie was like, and Emmanuel, maybe you say something else to kind of prove your case or whatever the case may be. And I just wish these votes went differently, because I wonder who said that we only get to vote twice. Because if it was the third time,
you'd be like, one more round.
because I think the third time they would have really. Oh, y'all said Jay? Okay, let's run this back real quick.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, for Ed and Emmanuel, it was great. It was like, as far like, first I was like, Ed, why would you change your vote? Because now it's going to be tied when it could have clearly been Emmanuel if you.
Yeah. Well, before we get there, so with the second vote, Corey decided to vote for himself, which took it from being 6-6 to potentially being 5-6. But then Emmanuel was like, you know what? I'm not going to vote for Ed. So
no, Ed said that.
I thought Emmanuel switched his vote too.
No, Ed was the last vote.
No, somebody else switched their vote too.
Yeah, Ed switched his vote at the very last second and put it on Emmanuel.
Ed switched his vote.
Yeah, Ed and Corey. Ed and Corey were the only people that switched. Ed switched, and he said, I'm going to vote for, he voted for, I don't remember who he voted
Jay.
for.
He voted for Jay.
Yeah, he voted for Jay, so he just threw out a vote. And so then Emmanuel was like, I owe Ed, because now it is tied.
After the second revote, like I said, I guess we don't get a third one, but so they were locked in at the stalemate. And then this is where the delusion kicks in even more. So basically, Michelle has a conversation with the girls of Ride or Dies, and we're like, so y'all number one is Jay, but y'all didn't protect him. Y'all jeopardizing his game, da-da-da-da-da. And, Jay comes in and was like, oh, so y'all really just don't give a fuck about me. Like, y'all just threw y'all just say F me, basically. And Olivia was like, calm down, because one, you didn't jeopardize your game. Like, you still might, either way it goes, there still will be a chaos mallet. So whether it was a stalemate or whatever the case may be, you still might be going in. And yeah, Jay just didn't understand that difference.
Yeah, it was such a, him saying that to them is crazy, because he's like, you're jeopardizing this person, even though you don't care about my game either. Last week you told me to throw in my number one. You didn't care about it then. So now you're coming to me and crying about me doing this, and this jeopardizes your game. You literally jeopardize Nurie's game every time you do this. So it just doesn't make sense. And so then what's her name? Olivia was saying, like, why are you not mad at the guys? And I guess he's saying the guys are fighting for themselves because it's the guys' week. So he doesn't blame them as much because they got to do what they got to do on the guys' week.
So we get to elimination, and TJ was like, y'all know about stalemates. Y'all know how I feel about them.
Yeah, I mean, you guys do.
It's not hard to make a decision at all. It don't be hard.
Yeah,
so if you don't make a decision, as much as we've watched this show, everybody knows if you don't make a decision, the man in the sand get the pick. It's literally happened so many times now.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So I don't be understanding why they surprised where they talk about, oh, we didn't see a draw. Yeah, because it's not going to be a draw. Like, you're clearly, you clearly had a stalemate, so you guys are going to, seek the repercussions of that. First off, TJ said this whole episode, the person I'm bringing in is a beast. Like, he said it at the start of the challenge. He said it at the end of the challenge. And he's like, I told y'all, this person I'm bringing in is a beast. So bring out the monster himself, CT, and I do appreciate CT, because he was like, you know what, Horacio, I see what they're doing. The same thing that Cara said with not Big T, but Melissa and whoever it was, when
Cara
and Raven.
Cara and Raven and Colleen and Michelle.
Sarah or somebody, whoever it was. But yeah, same thing Cara did. She's like, I see what they're doing, so I'm gonna give you a break, because you just not you had a bad season last season. You know,
Yeah.
you're not catching the break now.
Yeah,
And
these people are new, so they don't have like or newer, so they don't really have past in the challenge. But these vets are coming in with past history and remembered trauma from the challenge, and so they're like, I remember what happened to me then, so I can empathize with you being thrown in over and over again. CT in the past, everybody always want to get CT out because he's a beast, he's this and that. So here, here, just throw CT in elimination after elimination. So you thought he was about to come in and take and pick the person who just said they keep throwing me in because I'm a threat. No, I knew that wasn't gonna happen, and I thought
and
that
then
was
also he already said he coming back for season 40. So
CT made me, but he was like, "I'll see you at 40, TJ." Yes,
He's trying to get some grace. So now, if he does come back to season 40, when I'm pretty sure he is, he's going to have Horacio. I'm pretty sure he'll be back too. And, CT looked out for me. I'm going to look out for him. Building those, generational gaps. We see it.
Yeah, it was really actually a cute moment because he was like, I got you, kiddos. Like, okay, he didn't really just.
I got you. CT was like, you know what, Jay, you beat me fair and square, so I don't have an issue with you.
I mean,
I was so disappointed. I wanted him to call out Jay so bad. I said, bro, you was going through a divorce. You was out of shape. This looked like something you could bust Jay ass in. Call this nigga in now.
Yeah. So CT was like, I'm gonna give you some grace, and I'm not gonna choose you. And then he was like, you know what? Everybody else, relatively, I know. So Aesop, I don't know you. Come on down. And when I said that, I was like, come on, get him out of here.
Here comes Jay being super upset.
Yeah, I don't appreciate how he stepped away from Nurys or pushed her or whatever happened. I was like, ew, like not you being upset. Talking about she just wanted to hug you and be like, talking about yeah, I don't want to hug you right now. I'm upset or whatever the case may be. And Nurys is like, say less. Like that's what.
Yeah, because reactions, like those things that like reactions gonna get her reaction later when you try to come back in the house and be like, Narisa, it was just because of nope, nope, not even going.
Now whatever relationship we did, like we already was on rocky, grounds, but now it's like ew, like Mission was called Mind Grind, where player must push a 250-pound wheel around in a circle onto a hole at the end of a raised at the end of like a little raised platform or whatever. They must then it show a partially completed math equation. Then they must search a box. I don't know where this box came from, but they must search this box of number tiles, any missing numbers, place them in the correct position to solve the equation. The first player wins, or the first player finishes
solve the problem.
Corrected wins.
Yeah.
Not Aesop's expecting everybody to help him through this whole elimination.
Well, I mean,
he needed the help though, like desperately.
I understand he needed the help, but again, this is
he didn't know what a prime number was.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been able to.
I understand. This goes back to like that elimination with who was it? D versus Ashley, or that elimination with Turbo versus like Horacio and Nurys. Certain times you cannot be fed the answer. Yeah. Like they was literally building the math problem for him. Like, I don't know what a prime number is. Okay, this is what a prime number is. Then he started 11, 57, take 57 out. And take 57 out, take 9 out, take 3 out. Like the equation must, like that is when I get a problem, because like you're basically doing elimination for them.
I think certain stuff they should not be able, I mean, not certain stuff. I don't think they should. I never really think they should be able to help from the sidelines, because it's really not fair.
Especially depending on what it is. Like if it's something where it's more so like a strategy, like, oh, get down lower, then that, you can try to
something physical like that. Yeah, I get it. But if it's like you got like a puzzle or something.
Yeah, where's your
maybe like this one to the left. This,
That's where I have the problem. Like
you're not even doing the elimination. You're competing against somebody on the sideline. If that's the case, call the person from the sideline into the fucking elimination and let them do it then. Shit.
Yeah, because it was, first off, he didn't know what it was, a 6 or a 9. But that I really was like, okay, like
bro. see the answer. All I gotta do is work back. As I said, oh yeah, he's winning because
Yeah.
I was like, clearly you need. And I saw a blank in times. I'm like, okay. In my brain, I'm like, immediately, what times what gives you 39, bro? That's the answer. I'm like, just get to that point and you're good. The fact that
But
you
also,
can't figure that out is crazy.
Yeah, but also with that, when you start to give out like, okay, this is not a prime number, this is not a prime number, you're also helping out the person that you're trying to, get out
That
of the
too.
game or whatever the case may be. So if I'm CT, you said 57 not a prime number, okay. 13 not a prime number, okay. And then, like I said, since I already know math, all I gotta do is just plug and chug.
But I really think CT wasn't even paying attention to.
He wasn't,
but I'm just saying, like, the general consensus of like that rule is
if
like,
somebody else was, if it was somebody else not CT who wasn't as good at math, then what Ray is saying is correct. Because I'm just gonna listen over to everything that they saying is wrong and not do that. And by the time he, Soft is trying to build his equation, I already done put the pieces together. So I'm just moving stuff around at this point.
Yeah. But in the end, our boy CT, like we knew he would, knocks Ace off out of this competition. And again, I don't know what's going on with the season and these competitors. Why are y'all crying? Like,
bro,
because y'all need to do that. Y'all need to give Kylan a celebration like y'all did. Y'all praise Michelle. Like, Aesop leave and y'all literally boo-hooing. And like Kylan said,
he ain't did nothing all season,
Aesop
bro.
acting like this.
I'm like, bro, if Aesop, connected to all these people, why was this not shown in majority of these episodes that he was connecting to all these competitors?
Yeah, outside of Jay, it's the only person I expected to like be emotional.
Bro, everybody was crying. They
crying.
ran down there and gave Chad a hug.
Like, they ran down, poured love and hearts and kisses. Y'all didn't do this for Big T. Y'all didn't do this for Melissa. Y'all didn't do this for everybody else. Y'all got Karen out. Y'all didn't do that for him. Justice for Karen, because they did him bogus.
Sent home, and it's crazy.
Well, they don't care about that. They alliance. Well, I'm super happy that Azov lost that one to CT. One because
now our side of the house got the numbers.
Yeah, one because I want Horacio and Kylan's side to be, especially since we're about to be going into Conquest, because it's gonna be 1-1 and whatever. So then they're gonna be voting. When they vote, now they'll have a good majority vote because it's still got to vote people into the arena. I don't know how it's gonna work, but you still got to vote people in.
Let's get into our fantasy draft. Okay. So, in first place, still went to 2772.
Lost his first person.
We have Team
on what Sage. Episode 14? Took me 14 episodes to lose one player. That's insane.
With 2,554 points. Michelle, kept me in for the win. Also, Nerese gave me some good. Nerese always gonna have arguments, so I'm never scared there. And so yeah, got some good points from her. And then holding strong in third place, we have Gigi with 1,763 points, with Jay, Olivia, and Kylan, holding her team down. Kylan did give you some points because he's won the challenge, and he also kept you good with the confessional points.
Well, that was our recap and review for episode 14 of the Challenge 39, Battle for a New Champion. We will be back next week to get started on, what is it? I keep forgetting Conquest. So hopefully it stays in the favor of the underdogs. Please let them keep winning. But yeah, this was a good turn of events. So we'll see you on our next video. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Peace.